Hello, Spring Hill Junior High. David Lynch here, principal of Spring Hill Junior High. Wanted to take a minute and create a video to share some of the new procedures for the 2021 school year. We've made some changes at the junior high due to the COVID-19 pandemic. There was a document that many of you probably seen that was released by the district, the school reopening plan. That's going to be followed up with an FAQ document soon to answer a lot of your questions. But let's take a second to look at some of the things that we'll be doing different this year. First things first, students showing symptoms will be isolated in the nurse's office away from any other students. Parents will be contacted and asked to pick up their students at the junior high main entrance. We also ask that parents please screen their students at home for any COVID symptoms, and that of course would include temperature checks before coming to school. As always, we ask that you do not come to school sick. That's especially important this year. Students can participate in remote learning if they are ill. So most of you know by now that you can select to either do remote learning and learning from home, or you can do in-person learning. So one of the benefits to that is we're going to have lessons online so students can stay caught up even if they're homesick. For school supplies this year, we're going to ask that you bring your school supplies on the first day of school separated by subject. All students are going to be issued a Chromebook for use at home and school. We're really excited about this. We're going to be a one-to-one district this year. This is going to change a lot of the things we do. It's going to make it a lot easier for remote learning, but more than that, it's going to make our classrooms that much more efficient. We do ask that kids charge their Chromebooks every night. We don't have enough outlets for everyone to plug in their Chromebook in the classroom if they were to bring them to school uncharged. So make sure you bring your Chromebook every day and make sure that you charge them every night. We're going to be checking those out on the first day of school. Sixth grade orientation and meet the teacher. This is a bit of a bummer, but we're not going to be able to do a sixth grade orientation this year. And usually what we'll do is a sixth grade orientation before school starts and a meet the teacher just a couple weeks after school starts. This year, we're going to be holding a virtual orientation for sixth graders, but everybody can see that video. It's going to help to orient you to the campus. Teachers will also be making videos to post before the first day of school just as an introduction. School start and dismissal time. So in the reopening document, there's an explanation of this that goes in a little bit more detail, but essentially what we're going to do is you're going to have a first day of school 3 times in a row. The secondary students will be divided into 3 groups. Information on that to come later. The first third will come on the 12th, the second third on the 13th, and the third on the 14th. That's going to help to check and see about our processes and things, see how things are working, and working with some smaller numbers of students those first 3 days. So the online learners will begin on the 17th, and then everybody will be ready to rock and roll. This year, we're pushing back our start times at all campuses by 15 minutes. So first period begins at 8:30, and our dismissal time is 4:15. We also ask that all students that are dropped off by their parents please be dropped off at the junior high main entrance. We ask that you do not drop off at the athletic entrance or the band entrance, just to help to not have any crowds back there. The campus is going to open at 7:45, and our tutorial begins at 8 a.m. So students that are in the building at 8 will go to their first period class. We're going to call this 0 hour. This is going to be a good tutorial time or homework time that they can do before first period begins. The tardy bell is at 8:30. So students arriving at 8:30 would go directly to their first period class. At lunch, big crowds at lunch. So what we're going to do is we're going to utilize the cafeteria. We've got some extra tables. We're also going to utilize the library and some dividers to provide as much space as possible between students, and masks will be required in the serving lines. In dismissal times, students are going to be grouped by buses and wearing masks to waiting for the buses so we can cut down on our crowds. The car pickup area is in the front of the school. We're going to ask students to social distance out there. In the classrooms, now the biggest change here is due to the governor's order, masks are required to be worn by students in the classrooms. One thing that we really recommend is that students, if they have more than one mask, to bring more than one mask to school each day. We're going to provide as much space as possible between students when in the classrooms. We still want our classrooms to be inviting places. We want the kids to work together. We want them to interact with their teachers, so we're going to do that as much as possible. We're just going to try to do it as safely as possible, keeping in mind that distance and mask wearing cut down on the rates of transmission. Remote learning. So students that choose to do remote learning, they're going to follow the same scope and sequence as on-campus instruction. They're going to have the same grades and assignments. Teachers will be taking videos of the lessons as they're given in the rooms, providing them on Google Classroom so students can participate. One change here that's required by TEA that's different from the way we did home learning in the spring is participation is required every day. So students will need to be logged into Google Classroom, watching teacher videos, completing work, receiving teacher feedback, and probably giving some type of performance assessment each and every day in order to be counted as present. So some of our safety reminders. Make sure, again, stay home when you're sick. Wear a mask when your social distancing is not possible. We're going to be offering a lot of hand sanitizing stations, reminding students to wash their hands. And the campus has a plan for frequent cleaning, especially in our touch spots, door handles, and things like that. The teachers will be able to clean the rooms as they see fit. Some additional information. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to register your student in Skyward and provide a proof of residence. We're going to ask every student to bring a water bottle to school. You can use the water fountains to fill it. We also have a water bottle filling station where you can fill up a water bottle. Parents can call ahead now and have their students dismissed if picking up early. And we can have that when you arrive in the parking lot, we can have the kids go outside to you. That would cut down on you coming into the building. Also, right now, we're not going to have visitors on campus for any reason during the first 9 weeks. That includes lunches. Parent conferences, we're going to try to do those through a Google Meet or Zoom meeting or through a conference call. And we ask that you do not drop off restaurant or fast food for student lunches. As always, please feel free to reach out to me, D. Lynch at shjsd.net, or the assistant principal, Ms. Clark. If you have questions for the counselor, she can be reached at, her name is Mandy Jamison. She can be reached at mjamison@shjsd.net. Again, please don't hesitate to reach out to me if you have any questions. We're looking forward to a great year. It's going to be a little bit different, but the kids are going to learn and we're going to have a great time while we do it. Thanks. Have a great day.